Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 13 of Prompt and Circumstance. I'm joined, as always, by my co-host, creative mastermind, and author of Cooking with Courtney, the Courtney Cox Cookbook, CJ.
I'll be there for you in the kitchen.
We are two rapidly aging millennials who can bullshit with the best of them, so we decided to challenge ourselves and blindly explore 3 new topics each week to keep our chops honed and razor sharp. Here's what Prompt and Circumstance is all about. Number 1, this podcast draws inspiration from the exceedingly entertaining and endlessly creative Writing Prompts subreddit. Each week we choose 3 prompts from the sub and talk them through for about 5 minutes apiece, or at least until we get tired of it. Number 2, credit will always be given to the original poster, always. Number 3, we do not read the comments on any post prior to these recordings. This helps avoid any inadvertent plagiarism or idea theft. However, if you detect any similarities to something you submitted to the sub, please let us know. We'll credit you on the next recorded episode. So thank you in advance for listening. You're hearing the culmination of combined 5 decades of failed creative endeavors. So here's to breaking the cycle. All right, so today is a very special episode for a number of reasons. It's lucky number 13.
Episode 13.
Episode 13. Yeah.
And fart sounds.
This is also the first episode where we have our very first special guest. It is my wife. Yay.
I've got a body for radio.
Her name is Kyriel, and we're very glad you decided to join us. This is going to be a lot of fun. Thanks for coming on the show. Hey, all right.
No.
All right. So what the hell? Let's get right to it, right? Prompt number 1. Let's see here. Oh, it's a doozy. Prompt number 1 is brought to us by Karlosmdq. M as in Mary, DQ. Every Christmas, your daughter gets what she asks for. Unfortunately, that's because she writes to Satan. Among other things, she's gotten a puppy, hellhound, a doll, possessed, and an invisible friend, a demon, all accompanied with thank you notes from Satan. And we have a, we don't really have 5 minutes on the clock anymore, but we have a rough idea of how long we can talk about this, and our time starts now. So, we've got the obvious typo, Satan versus Santa, right? It's a 1-letter switch.
This kid is dumb.
This kid is dumb. Is she dumb? Is it? Yeah, it's a daughter. Okay, so is she dumb if she, like...
Maybe it's purposeful.
I was just going to say, like...
Yeah.
She's like, I'm tired of these old Santa gifts.
Yeah.
She's
Freaking
dumb for
dollhouse.
fucking it up in the first... Oh, shit, that's a good point. Yeah, maybe she purposely flipped the script on the Satan Santa thing. Because I was going to say she's dumb for fucking it up in the first place, but smart for realizing the benefits.
Yeah,
You know
she's
what I
like,
mean?
these gifts are awesome.
Yeah.
This dog's on fire.
Isn't there a religion? Satanism?
Yes.
Yeah, maybe that's what her parents are into. Maybe she's not celebrating Christian Christmas and she's celebrating Satan Christmas.
Maybe none of this is wrong at all.
They have like a goat head on top of their tree instead of an angel.
Ooh, and like it's not just like a cheap plastic one. It's like
Real.
it's a
dripping.
real dripping goat
Yeah,
head
fire garland.
on top of the tree.
I mean, going
is that
along.
tinsel? No, it's blood and neck
Yeah.
meat.
Yeah. Silent
That's
Night is sung by the Sex Pistols.
That's entrails above the fireplace.
Oh, and is it the same day? Is it still December 25th?
It's absolutely the same day.
Yeah. I guess
Nothing
it would
makes Satanists happier than pissing off Christians.
So going with the theme there, what are they putting out for Satan's arrival? Like you would put out cookies and carrots for Santa and the reindeer.
Yeah,
What are they putting out for Satan's arrival?
I'm thinking any tequila that comes in a plastic bottle.
Maybe coal, and the bad kids get candy canes.
Yeah. Or they what's that really shitty like well, does Satan like shitty things
Of
or
course.
Okay, so
Or does he appreciate the finer things in life?
yeah, well,
I don't
'cause
think Satan's in hell sipping Lagavulin.
well, yeah, okay. So we're not, but because I was gonna say maybe we give him, if he likes the shitty stuff, maybe we give him that that hard strawberry candy,
Yes.
with the red wrapper.
Did
and
you just-
twist up
And a shot of Fireball.
and a shot of Fireball?
Did you just talk down to the strawberry
Do
candy?
you like those candies?
Yes, they're going to grandma's house.
Oh, hang on, my volume.
Good.
My volume was
that
off.
was perfect because they do not deserve that.
Yeah, I mean, so all right, let's get realistic with it for a minute. And we're ready for Satan to come to the house that night. Legit.
Yeah.
What do we leave out there? I would probably go raw meat.
I was thinking more a plate of human fingers.
like with little sticks in them.
Any dipping sauce or anything, or does he just eat them just
Dude,
plain?
the Chick-fil-A honey mustard, man.
Yeah.
Come on. Is
That's
there
universal. Heaven and hell.
Gotcha.
Is there any other sauce choice? I don't think so. Is there any other sauce choice?
No.
Let's see. Okay, all accompanied. So all these gifts are accompanied with thank you notes from Satan.
Is she keeping him in business? Like what?
Yeah, is this like some kind of side hustle that Satan's got going on? Like trying to horn in on Santa's territory?
You don't get thank you notes. Do you get thank you notes from Santa?
No.
Right? You just get the gifts.
Yeah.
So
and that
he's-
should be good enough.
But
Yeah,
maybe Satanism has taken an uptick in the last few years, and Satan is like, you know what? Thank you for celebrating my holiday.
Yeah.
Tell your friends.
Pissing off Jesus.
there's like a referral code at the bottom. He's like, let your friends know, and I'll bring you two hellhounds next year.
Text 666 for 20% off your next Christmas.
Next time you check out at Sephora, use Satan25 for 25% off all your foundation
You
products.
just went full WNBC radio DJ.
WNBC.
Joe in the morning.
Yeah. That's true about the thank you notes because especially if there is some trending upwards action here, because I do think that's important for a blossoming business to
Make sure to tell your friends to check out my Instagram.
Yeah.
It's fire.
Oh shit. Yeah, I mean it's important to engage with your
Right?
with your
He's
clientele
growing
here.
a brand here.
Yeah.
It's true. And you have to play the game. You know what I mean?
And
You
he's
have-
competing against the largest holiday. Like
Oh, yeah.
dropping his stuff on the same day, and you're competing with the man in the big
Absolutely,
red
man.
suit.
I mean,
But she did get some good gifts, though.
She did get all right. So she got a puppy. I was gonna say this is like this is
Takes
like
the demon to school.
I feel like this is Ask Jeeves trying to make a comeback going against Google. You know what I mean? Like that. Yeah. Let's take a quick look at what she did get. So she got the puppy Hellhound, which I'm thinking. I don't really watch Game of Thrones, but I'm thinking like direwolf type animal. I mean,
On a
like,
leash?
Yeah, because like you think Hellhound, it's going to be flaming and gigantic,
Yeah,
right? It'd be
huge.
menacing
Absolutely.
and
Yeah.
aggressive, and
Satanism is going to catch on, and then hellhounds are going to be in the shelters, and then there's going to be a hashtag "Don't bully my breed"
Yeah.
for all hellhounds.
It's true, man. Those dogs get a bad rap. Those fucking
The hellhounds.
Yeah.
The dogs consuming human souls. Yeah.
yeah, it's true. They really they don't get a fair shake. So she got a possessed doll, which I mean, Chucky, right? I mean that's the first one that.
Yeah, but how creepy are dolls?
Yeah.
But
Already.
it's not possessed to her. Anybody else walks in the room and it's like, mama.
So it's not possessed to her. That's
No, like she's friends with the doll, loves the doll. Like Elvira squeezes it and hugs it.
But does it talk to her? Like does
Of
it?
course it does. It's possessed.
But
But
so
it only says baby words.
But she's aware of like that it has some type of
Magic.
entity life.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Okay.
to everybody else, it's normal. Is that where you
But
were
to
going?
everybody else, it's like evil.
Oh, so everyone's aware of it, but it's
Yeah.
So
only
they're trying to get
Yeah.
rid of it, and
And
then
then-
like she's
yeah.
not sleeping and stuff
Yeah.
because they got rid of the possessed doll.
honey, maybe we should put your doll in the trash. And it's like,
No.
I'll kill you.
And an invisible friend, a demon. This reminds me of that other prompt we had where the demon was writing the blood messages on the mirror. Yeah, I wonder if there's some cross-pollination going on.
Demon Siri.
Yeah.
But it's got to be a kid demon. It can't be a real grown-up demon.
What does that mean?
Like Drop Dead Fred.
Was he a demon?
He wasn't a demon.
I never saw Drop Dead Fred.
Oh, it's a good movie.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it a good movie?
Yeah, he says the word bitch and your parents still let you watch it.
But does Drop Dead Fred still hold up now?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
If you watched it again?
Yes. Yep.
Really?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'll have
it's
to
so
check
good.
that out.
I'm pretty sure there's a scene where he's sliding across the floor and goes up to like the mom and he's looking under her dress and he goes, "Oh, cobwebs."
Yeah. He says the word mega bitch like 5 times and I was
he's
still
like
allowed to watch it.
He's like a British guy, right?
Yes.
Am I thinking of the same thing? Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. All right. So it wouldn't be so bad then, Drop Dead Fred.
Yeah.
That's not really demonish though.
No, I mean, because when I think demon, I automatically think Blanca from Street Fighter. You know what I mean? Like that.
Then there's a little girl walking around holding his hand.
Yeah. And he's just like doing the electricity thing all the time.
How old is this little girl? Like, is she like 4? And she's like, "This is my friend Beelzebub."
This is Mephistopheles. I mean, you figure she's got to be
old enough
within
to not spell.
the window of belief, right?
Yeah.
You know, because that's.
You calling these things fake?
I mean, I'm not.
You calling Satan fake?
you calling him real?
No.
What are we getting at here, CJ?
Satanism. And
Okay.
I'm here to introduce you to the wonderful world of Satanism, taking over Christmases this December.
No.
Give me the fart too.
Oh, wrong one. Hey, where's my? There we go.
Thank you.
All right. Well, on that note, I think
we've wrapped
we're
that
gonna
up.
wrap that up. Yeah. We will take a short break here, and we will be right back. All right. Well, that was good. This is our first venture into a
three-way.
Yeah, 3-way. Yeah. We're
A 3-way into Satanism.
Devil's 3-way.
yeah. Yeah, we're really getting into it. You know what I mean? Devil's 3-way. 2 dudes.
You're really slow on that one.
I am really slow. I am really slow on that joke, surprisingly slow. What was I going to say? All right, so we're going to keep this train moving here and go on to prompt number 2, and it's brought to us by CosplayCarlos. And the prompt is, as a front for money laundering, a gang boss creates a daycare. At first, he spent his time making sure he didn't go back to jail. Now, he's willing to do anything for these children, and the neighborhood mothers love him. We have our loose 5 minutes in the back of our minds, and our time starts now.
Starring Robert De Niro.
I'm just dying for that Guido voice you're so good at. Hey, kids, get over here.
Listen up.
Wipe your fucking shoes before you come in.
Your lunchbox goes in the cubby, not on the floor. Let's break this one down. As a front for money laundering. So, I mean, from a like a realistic perspective, if this were going to actually be a front, it would have to be in an affluent area where you can pump a certain amount of money through without looking suspicious. I mean, if he opens,
So where is this daycare? Bel Air?
yeah, well, I mean, he's not going to open it in
Catasauqua, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that affluent Catasauqua.
Dude, this part of where we live is like the toilet store. Catasauqua.
Scenic Broadheadsville, Pennsylvania.
At first, he spends his time making sure he didn't go back to jail. So it's got to be somewhat legitimate at first. What qualification? I don't even know what qualifications you need to own a daycare, and I probably should because we're going to be shipping our kid off
Tomorrow.
shortly. I mean, you have to have child clearances, right? You have to,
as much as you want to look at it from like the legal standpoint of money laundering, he's probably providing jobs to a town too.
sure. I mean,
he's pumping money through it, probably getting the best people to make it look as legit as possible.
that's true. I also don't know enough about money laundering to speculate on how it would happen in this environment.
I wouldn't even know how to launder my money.
we got 24,000 kids coming through here a month. That's where all the money. You know how much formula is?
I pay the teachers $150,000 a year.
Yeah.
You realize we're making sandwiches for the kids, right? We provide lunch. We provide services.
You get meal tickets here. Nobody's paying.
We're giving these kids a fucking education. Stop asking questions.
Now it's a school.
Yeah. We're curriculum based. Oh, shit.
This is a perfect movie. He starts out, he's like, oh, I have ulterior motives. I fucking hate kids, whatever. and then all of a sudden,
he's a hardened criminal to begin with that hates kids.
Yeah.
But his buddy's like, no, I got the perfect foolproof plan.
he's like, not kids.
Not babies. Yeah.
I keep forgetting to adjust the sound level. I apologize. I'm still getting used to this board. I wanted to put that no in there, but
And then all the neighborhood moms have questions. They're like, who is this guy? What's happening? And then there's a montage.
Look at how
it's like,
handsome he is.
yeah, there's a montage of him getting to know the kids and softening up. And it's like, what I want, you got, and I'm
And then there's a kid like throwing his money around too. Like he just has piles of it. That's what they're like building houses out of it. Like, that's what the play area is filled with.
And he's teaching them how to whack kids on the playground. But then something has to come crashing down, and the moms find out that he's money laundering, and he's like, "No, I swear to God, I was bad, but now I love your kids."
I don't want the money. You take the money. I love these kids.
they're my everything. I was gonna put myself in a pair of cement boots.
And he's wiping. They're taking the kids away. He's wiping tears with $100 bills.
Yeah.
He's like, "Please bring them back."
But then he appeals to the judge at the last minute, and then he gets his daycare back, and he can work forever.
Yeah,
That's the movie.
on the stipulation that he has to have like a caseworker, there,
Or like a nationwide chain of like mafia style daycares.
yeah.
Can we talk about what the name of the daycare would be?
Oh, this is a good one.
This is a good one. This could be tough though. Why did you have any ideas?
Not yet, but I'm thinking maybe Little Italy.
Little's Italy.
Little's Italy.
Oh shit! I wanted to say something with cannolis.
Cannolis.
Bring
Here.
your kids to cannolis.
I can't. I just want to make a commercial for this place
I know.
now.
I know. We take them 0 through 10. Ages. That's.
I got
Oh,
you.
yeah.
You don't need to
We
explain
know what
jokes
0
to me.
through 10 means at a daycare. Makes sense.
I don't know, man. I don't know what the. I don't know what I gave that zero thought ahead of time as to
Yeah.
what this would be named.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And does it have to be? Does it have to tie back to his presumably Italian heritage, or
It has to because of the nature of the prompt. He's not in the Russian mafia.
No, that's true. That's true. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to think of like clever, all I can think of are like food related.
I like cannolis.
Yeah.
Come on down to cannolis.
Oh shit. And
So now, I was gonna say. So he spent his time making sure he didn't go back to jail. You can imagine like the kids in court with it. They're like, "No, you can't take Mr. Cannoli."
Yeah. His
Yeah,
name is Mr. Cannoli.
all right.
His name's Jimmy Cannoli.
Jimmy, no.
Mr. Jimmy.
And then all his goons are like helping out. Like So he doesn't hire real people. He hires
Also, other hardened criminals
Yes.
that are now changing diapers.
Yes.
exactly. Yeah. Like somebody comes in for a tour or an open house. Yeah, this is we got Jimmy Two Dicks with the 2-year-olds. Got Billy the Thumb with the toddlers. And then for our smallest cannolis.
The kids are the cannolis.
They have a lady mafia member in the infant room because you need someone with a tender heart.
That's true.
Maybe.
Yeah, this is Christy the bitch. She's in charge of the newborn. She's got that mother's touch that we were looking for.
You think any mother would drop their kid off with Christy the bitch?
Yeah. This is Stool Pigeon Storytime Corner.
Oh, shit. Oh,
Kids are
wow.
learning the ABCs, the 1, 2, 3s.
All right. I mean, I'm spent on that one. I don't know if you guys had
Yeah.
any other finishing thoughts.
I
but-
just want
No.
to see one kid from the daycare go out to lunch with his parents and say, I will have the gabagool, and then the movie can be over.
And then Mr. Cannoli's like looking through the window.
Wink.
We're going to take a short break. We will be right back. Wow. That this is a different and challenging dynamic with three people.
Balancing it so you're not talking over two
yeah,
people than just one.
Because
yeah.
we're funnier than you? Or like,
I mean, that's part of it. That's
Yeah, we'll be going back to 2 next episode. So
that is
shout out
definitely-
to our producer, Joe.
I'm just gonna see myself out.
Yeah, thank you.
No, it's fun though, and I'm gonna have to, I think, rethink about how I go through these when we're in the moment. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because I'm not with a third person, and this is in a good way. I'm not just trying to set you up anymore. You know what I mean? We have
True,
to we
yeah.
have to be considerate of the
Yep.
of the third party and make sure that like everyone can kind of jump in. So it's cool. This is a lot of fun. I really like it. In any case, without further ado, we're gonna launch over to prompt number 3 to close the show. And our third prompt is brought to us by Carrots084. Carrots084. And the prompt is, after you die, you're handed a book about your life. You open it expecting a novel. Instead, you get a choose-your-own-adventure book with all the decisions you ever made and every outcome they could have had. And it's going to get heavy. We've got our 5 minutes in the back of our heads, and our time starts now.
So, on the choose your own adventure, do you get to actually live out those outcomes? Like, do you get if your decision led you on like a 4-hour run of whatever was going to happen from that, do you actually get to live it out, or are you watching yourself? Like, could it end up where you're watching yourself be happier if you had made another decision? Because that's even worse. Or do you actually get to live it?
Ooh.
Or is it just a book?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I guess it says you're reading it. So you're actually finding out that decisions could have made your life better at this point then.
I could see it either way because, and really, it's probably not before Bandersnatch came out on Netflix, I would have just blanket assumed that this was a book only. But now that Netflix has introduced Choose Your Own Adventure in a visual medium.
Oh, I didn't even know that was a
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
I had
And
no
you
idea.
know heaven has Netflix.
Black Mirror put out this, just real quick, movie called Bandersnatch, and provided you have the right type of like TV, you can do it on Apple TV, you can do it on Roku and stuff like that, or your phone. It stops like every few minutes and gives you
choose?
two choices,
Oh
and
my
you choose,
gosh.
and they filmed X number of different outcomes, and it's
Gotcha.
fucking cool, man.
So imagine that. Imagine sitting on a couch. You know, your time has come. You're done, and you get to go through all of these milestones and see how it could have gone. I mean, you're gonna see that you made decisions for the better, things that you were afraid of, wondering whether you were gonna make the right decision, but ultimately there's got to be something that you made the wrong decision on and could have ended up having like a completely different life after that.
Yeah, like what if you had made a different choice that your life would have been so much better, and you're like, oh, no.
Fuck.
Right? Like how would you deal with that?
I don't know.
It's and you have to wonder, you know, on this in this plane of existence. I mean, I'm assuming you're in some type of like purgatory. You know what I mean? Is this like, it doesn't specify heaven or hell? You know what I mean? So this is, let's, for the sake of argument, let's just say we're in limbo.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean that would be
It's
tough.
heavy.
It's
heavy.
It would be tough to see, to like live with that regret that you didn't even know you had until this moment.
Right. And then are you in a place where you're just like you're going on to heaven, so everything's fine? Like I would picture that, you know, everything is fine. What if that's where you're at the crossroads? Like if you were a garbage person, they show you every way you could have been better, and then you go to hell and live with the regret. But if you ended up like a good person, you know, they show you, things could have gone a little bit different, but forget about it. You know, free ride to heaven.
Or is that, or is this part of your entry to one or the other? You know what I mean? Based on the decisions you make in this choose your own adventure, they're essentially giving you a second chance to determine your fate.
But you can end up in hell when
You
you
could
could
end
have
up
been
in
in
hell.
That's
heaven.
a lot
if-
of pressure.
Yeah, if you make the wrong choice. And do you know that this is even a choice that you're making? You
I'm
know what I mean?
good. Fast forward. I'm going wherever.
I don't want to see any of this.
I've had it with choices.
Yeah, I mean, well, let's pull it back just a little bit, because I do want to think about, you know, some of these.
Well, what are some crossroads in your life? It's, should I have broken up with that person? What college should I have gone to? Should I have not taken that job? Like, I'm trying to think of major crossroads in someone's life.
I'd be very curious to see where I'd be now and what I'd be doing had I gone to a different school, because
Or even just a different major.
yeah,
too.
Same.
yeah.
Right.
Well, I had like 15 fucking majors in college.
You
I
and me
switched
both,
all
buddy.
the time. But like, dude, I just applied to Temple. I got in, and I did not give a single fuck about any other schools. Like, I wish, looking back, I do wish I could have the opportunity to see what would have happened if I applied to Penn State or fucking, you know, Montana, so Arizona State, you know, like
Yeah,
somewhere
yeah.
else in the country,
Somewhere
you know what I mean?
wildly
yeah,
different.
that I didn't live
I mean,
within driving
imagine
distance from home.
like doing that and then seeing how worse off you would have been. Like how
Yeah.
good that would feel to be like, wow, I you know what? I thought I failed in that moment, but look at me.
Yeah,
Look at me now.
yeah, no, it's true, because like,
Going
you know,
to hell.
I did go into college with very much a like immediately built-in support system. Like, I went with pretty much everyone I was friends with in high school. We, like a group of us, all went to Temple, so I didn't have to really worry about, which, for better or worse, you know, I didn't have to worry necessarily about trying to make new friends right away, which maybe it hurt me, maybe it helped me, you know, because I just had all the friends I already had or needed at that point.
Gotcha. So if had you gone somewhere else, you'd have completely different people.
I would
in
have
your
totally
life.
different friends, and it may have been a good thing, it may have been a bad thing. I may have been introduced to a relationship that would have fucked me up even worse than the one I already went into college with. You know what I mean?
What if you went to another school, you were so desperate for home, and you married your high school girlfriend?
Yikes.
I certainly wouldn't be sitting here right now. I'll tell you that. I mean,
Well, you'd be grounded. So.
yeah. Yeah. Wouldn't be allowed to talk to anybody or anything, let
Or
alone
do
into
anything
a,
fun.
into a
Yeah.
microphone. Yeah, this whole supportive partner thing would not be a
Celebrating
reality.
Satan's Christmas.
What about like what are some funny small decisions you could like rethink that you could have seen, like, oh, should I have gotten the lasagna that night at the restaurant? Wouldn't
Yeah.
have got food poisoning from those wings.
Yeah, like there's one. I was running to catch a train at Temple. I was going to Chicago to see my dad, and I was running for the regional rail. I was already at risk of being late for the train.
Uh-huh.
Decided to say fuck it. Stopped at the 7-Eleven on campus and grabbed
What a good decision.
Yeah, 3 chicken and cream cheese taquitos.
I didn't even know they sold taquitos at
Oh, yeah.
7-Eleven.
Fuck yeah, they do.
But
that's
I'm married
what
to
they're
someone that would know where taquitos are sold.
Absolutely.
At the ready.
And
Not even take them home and make them yourself.
Oh, no.
These are on the go taquitos.
Hot and ready.
and these are in no way authentic or prepared by
They're taquitos.
by any human being. Taquitos.
Casadas.
So, I go in, I grab my food because I wasn't sure the next time I was going to eat, and I'm running for the train, regional rail, and I'm eating these taquitos as I'm running, and like the hot cheese is burning the roof of my mouth.
Sounds great.
Just wolfing it down like an animal. I get on the train. I'm feeling okay. I get to the airport. I get through security. Get on the plane itself. And I start feeling, the rumbles. You know what I mean?
No.
Yeah.
Did you have to poop in the sky?
More
Dude.
than poopy.
I'm not gonna describe to you what happened.
Uh-huh.
When I got off the plane, because I was in that like pre awful stage where I just felt incredibly nauseous on the plane, sweating,
hallucinating.
I tried to go to the bathroom to like get something out. Nothing was happening.
That's brave in itself.
Yeah, dude. And then it hit critical mass when the plane landed, and every shit dick on the plane stands up, like, and
forget the bags.
I gotta go to the bathroom. And everyone immediately clogs the aisle. So like, and of course I'm in fucking 29A, and I'm all the way in the back of the plane.
And you have to smell everyone's recycled air butts when they stand up.
Yeah,
that's making the nauseating.
It's so much
nauseating.
worse.
That's making it better.
So, like, as all these asses rise simultaneously from their seats, the vacuum that's created sucks the farts out of the cushion with them. So it's just like this big fart cloud.
Just a bellow of fart.
A big bellow. So everybody gets off the plane. I somehow contain the explosion. I just beeline right for the bathroom.
I mean, I asked for a small decision. But this sounds like a major life.
The consequences were major. The decision was
Small.
Taquitos.
Should I have gotten the
no
taquitos?
Did you shit on an empty plane?
No, I got off the plane.
And made it.
That's
Made
brave.
it to the crowded,
That's brave.
landed the plane bathroom.
Because taquitos equal.
You've been waiting all night on that button.
Should I?
I've been waiting for it. In fact, I motioned for it earlier.
Should I have eaten taquitos?
No.
What happened to the bells and
Oh,
flour?
I had to replace. We only have so many buttons, so I had to replace those. Yeah, I wish I still had the
I
harp.
missed the lovely podcast.
Yeah.
It seems like a small decision, but I've only seen Joe throw up or have like violent diarrhea twice. One when we had food poisoning from bad Greek yogurt, and one time when he had a 6-pack and a whole DiGiorno pizza to himself.
Yeah.
Lots of bad food decisions.
Yeah. So
There was 10 years in between those
I would
two things.
undo the taquito day.
I would absolutely undo
Still
the
do the
taquitos.
DiGiorno.
Yeah, I mean, but it's crazy how a small decision can ripple out into something that
I mean,
memory
remember
has
it,
stuck
yeah,
with vividly, like every.
And now I'm going to remember it vividly.
But like, so what's something that you've experienced that seems inconsequential, but has rippled out into something that has resonated with you for a long time?
The time I asked you a question that led to the taquito story. I'm going to roll that one back.
What about you, Kay?
I would say the time that I got a bodybuilding style competition spray tan for our wedding. And now I can't have any photos of my hands showing in our wedding because it looks like I dipped them in someone's butthole.
Would you have gone darker?
I would have not gone for the Venetian, which is what I think it was called. Because in photos it looks great, in close-ups it does not. Does not look good. It's very brown.
Yo, hit me with the brown button.
She was like, "It is your wedding day. You should probably get the Venetian." And I was like,
So you're going
Thumbs
back
up.
and not listening to that lady.
"Yes."
Yeah, I mean, it was. You were dark, like you were tan. Like.
Oh, I know. And it was October.
Not fooling anybody.
I wanted to look like fall.
In the retouched photos, I look amazing, but in anything that's not retouched or anything that has details or close-ups, it's very regrettable.
No, I thought you looked great in person. I mean, it wasn't.
Oh, no one's questioning that. I was hot.
Just depends on the white balance calibration of the photos.
But I was brown. If I ever run for president, they're going to accuse me of dressing in blackface. No.
Well, on that note,
I'm glad we were able to laugh about that one and not go like too dark with it, because that's rough even trying to think about that.
it is, man, because it just seems like a recipe for sadness. You know,
Yeah.
like honestly, you know, I would, regardless of my confidence in my decision making throughout my life, I would almost always rather not know what
Exactly.
the alternative would have been. You
I'm
know what I mean?
happy
Better
with
or
what I
worse.
have.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly. Because
why-
things have turned out pretty good. You know what I mean? So it's pretty good. So I wouldn't invite that type of introspection into my life.
Just slam it closed. This book out of here.
And
Exactly.
never
I
get
don't
those
read.
wedding photos printed.
All right. Well, it is time to close the show. We thank you sincerely for listening and laughing along with us. Thank you to our special guest and first guest, Kyriel Borak, my lovely wife and funnier half of this relationship. CJ, thank you very much for participating as always. You can reach us on several convenient channels: on Instagram at PromptPod, on Twitter at PromptPod, unfortunately on Facebook at PromptPod. And we now have our YouTube channel, Prompt and Circumstance. So if you search Prompt and Circumstance, you will likely get the graduation song Pomp and Circumstance, but if you dig just a little deeper...
Just watch that.
just-
Sponsored by us.
But I want to say a big thank you to everybody that has listened and supported us along the way. And as always, you can email us at hosts@promptpodcast.com. Other than that, did you guys have any closing remarks?
I'm good.
Good? Nice. Yeah, let's get one more juicy one.
Oh, it gets drowned out.
It does. Anyway, again, thank you guys for listening. We really appreciate it. At PromptPod on all major social media. And we will see you next time for episode 14. Have a good one.
Bing, bang, boom!